Okay, howdy everybody. We're starting tonight's live stream now. Joining us to start is Slade Shadow, of course. Good news is she will finally be joining us back on the cast. There's some live stream now. Joining us to start is I forgot how to mute that. It was something wrong to start. Anyway, so recently she went and visited Harry Potter World. And actually has posted a few pictures on the Facebook page. Slade, you doing okay there?
Hang on.
Slade.
Oh no, hang on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing technical
We're
difficulties.
always experiencing technical difficulties.
I just dropped my phone. Say hello, Pika.
Physical difficulty. Can't hold a bloody phone. Right. So, Slade, do you want to tell the good people about how wonderful Harry Potter World is?
Oh my god, it was so magical. Oh, very magical. So, when you go to Universal, they have two different parts for Harry Potter. So you have Diagon Alley, and then you have Hogsmeade. So when I went to Hogsmeade, it was just take the train over to go to to actually go to Universal Studios. So I get on the train, and it plays a different movie when you're going over to the studio side as opposed to going over to Islands of Adventure. So we get on the train, and I just had this huge smile on my face, and the people that we were in our little car that we're in are like looking at me like I'm crazy. And my mom, who's with me, she's like, "Why are you so happy?" I'm like, "This is my childhood come to life." Hey, Diane's here.
Yay!
Sorry for the... Yeah. Sorry, continue, please.
So we get over to King's... somebody please correct me. King's Crossing, we get off, we go to the other parts of like Universal Studios, but like our second day, we went to Diagon Alley, and that's what I want to start with. So Diagon Alley, we walk in there, and about everywhere just looks exactly out of the movie. Hang on, I'm being distracted. I need to kiss these, apparently.
Puppy aggro.
A puppy.
Puppy. Hey, sweetie. Rennie.
We are the epitome of professionalism on this channel.
Fuck that shit.
Yes, are you telling me your secrets? Okay, I shall stop in a moment. Thanks, Ren.
Bath time now.
So when it looks exactly out of the movies, they have one ride there. It's Escape from Gringotts or Gringotts Bank or whatever. So you go in there, and you get into an elevator, and the elevator, it doesn't actually move. The floor goes up and down like you're on a real elevator, but it doesn't actually move. So, haha, found that one out. Then, when you get on the ride, it takes you through, and then it angles you, so you're at about a good 45-degree angle.
Oof.
And it lets you go, and my mom was screaming the entire time, and I've never actually seen my mom on a roller coaster. And it was funny. It made me smile. So, I, of course, loved it, and I wanted to go and sit in the back where you get the highest angle. So I did that, and we waited probably a good 15 minutes in line for that ride, because we had express passes, don't ask how. However, when I went through the single ride, I literally just walked on the ride. It was great. For like the other Harry Potter stuff in Hogsmeade, they have Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, which you ride through the castle. And they actually, I thought it was going to be just like, you turn, you sit in a chair, and you kind of like swing about. And I didn't think they were going to have like huge animatronics in there. until there was a oh, are they Death Eaters?
You mean the
Not Death Eaters. The guards
the Dementors
Of Azkaban?
from Azkaban.
Dementors.
Oh, yeah, they had Dementors. These huge Dementors. I mean, these are huge animatronics.
Oof.
Also, I went on the Flight of the Hippogriff was fun. It was definitely a baby's ride. Should not have ridden it. Unfortunately, and a lot of our viewers are going to be very sad. Dueling Dragons, and yes, I know it's not Dueling Dragons anymore. It's Dragons Challenge. It's Dueling Dragons because you know what? I went to the park and rode it over 15 years ago, and it was Dueling Dragons. So it was closed down the day before we showed up.
Oh, man.
They're going to be doing some new Harry Potter ride. I don't know what, but I mean, it sucks. It really does. Because I really wanted to ride it. But, oh well, make way for the news. The new stuff. As for the rest of Universal, it was a lot of fun. Everyone there loves their jobs. I actually did get a real butterbeer. And
Very nice.
it was pretty darn tasty. Very sweet. I wanted it hot because, well, the hot ones are great. But, you know, it was a little rainy when we went. But, you know, that's what happens right before you go during a hurricane. So,
All right.
all
right, that's a good
fun to go.
Oh wow!
Holy crap! There you are.
The damn
God said, let there be contrast.
Yeah, right. I'm having issues from hell with my camera and my computer. For those of you who are unaware, the reason this live stream is late is partially my fault. My computer sat there and decided it wanted to go, and therefore, one of my buddies was fixing it. Now I'm trying to remember how the hell to sit there and set up the webcam Kyle bought me and set it up back so it's my primary camera. And I can't remember.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Let's see where we're. Oh, so what happened to the Black Cauldron review?
If it's not up, then I probably just put it on private because some douchebag company is fighting me for it.
Again.
What?
I
may re-release it or something. The copyright bullshit is numerous and obnoxious. Actually, that's one of the points I wanted to bring up. About a company called SquarePoint's Slate, if you're done with your story. I mean, if you're done with your story, we can move on to another topic. I don't want to interrupt you.
I have one more story. This one's about Pittsburgh. And then we can get on with the show. As a lot of people know, I love the horror stuff, and I regularly act every year for the Death Trail. By the way, that's going on, so if anybody's in Northern Virginia this year, come check us out. You may get scared by me. I don't know. I do lots of stuff for them. We went to a place called The Basement, and it's also called the Scare House up in Pittsburgh. And they have a 18 and up, and then they have the regular haunted house. So the 18 and up, they're allowed to touch you. And when we went through, I kind of had a coffin lid on my head. Yeah.
She's fine.
I have a really hard head. However, when we got stopped by security on the way out of there, that was the scariest bit because, yeah, they were like, hey, come with us. We're like, oh, what did we do? They're like, no, we just wanted to make sure you're okay. But are you sure? Because usually when someone says, hey, you, come with us, they're usually kicking you out.
I'm sorry, Slade, but this is your fault.
Yes, well, no, it was.
No.
was
The reason for
Dan's
my laughter is all your fault because of what me and you were singing
What did I
earlier.
do now? Was it the puppy?
No. 18 and up, they're allowed to touch you.
Yeah.
Rocky Horror Picture Show. Rocky Horror Picture Show. Janet's song. Janet's song. That's all I gotta say.
Shall we do the time warp again?
Anyway, with that underway, there's one quick story I wanted to go over with just because this annoyed me so very much. Now, I actually had to explain this to a fan on Skype hangout we were doing at one point. Apparently, HOAs are not common outside of the United States. You lucky bastards out there. HOAs, or homeowners associations, are these obnoxious groups that kind of own certain areas of property, and they claim that they maintain certain degrees of standards to make sure that the property values don't sink too low, and that everyone has a nice home to look forward to, and everything looks all pretty and shit. The way I explained it, though, to this particular fan is, imagine if Hitler was a property manager. That's basically what an HOA is like. And I, unfortunately, the reason I'm bringing this up is I feel like this has had some degree of impact on the channel, because I have had some recent trouble with the HOA in my particular community. They didn't like my driveway.
Hey, what? Your
Wait,
driveway?
oh no, they.
Yeah.
Hey,
Wait,
what? Driveway?
Who's your HOA?
Hold on, Slade, what were you saying?
Who's your HOA? Is it Sequoia?
It's Sequoia.
Mine.
They suck. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they didn't like my driveway because apparently it was dirty. But I didn't have any oil stains. I didn't have like any giant mounds of dirt, like that. I guess it could have been a little blacker. So we go out and we went to a power washer to clean it, and apparently that wasn't good enough. So they start threatening us with legal action. Because you have failed. Actually, I wonder if I have the letter around here. Ah, here we go. Yes. This letter is to advise you that the board of directors has cause to believe that you or your unit are in violation of the community's governing documents, specifically the one pertaining to driveways. And that just became this whole obnoxious 2-month-long ordeal in which I had to go out and rent a power washer again, borrow it from my roommate's friends, rather. And yeah, Vash, actually, you do raise a good point, because there was no objective worth given to what dirty was. So it was like, is this good enough? I don't know. We used like special driveway soap and shit, and it just became obnoxious. I actually recorded the sessions of when I had to call them on the phone, just so I would have some legal grounds to fight back if they try to actually take me to court, which they were threatening to do with this letter.
Yeah, they do that to everyone because we have the same HOA.
Yeah, it's absolute bullshit. I finally got them to back off after 3 emails and 3 phone calls. But the fact that I had to go that far is fucking horrible. So if you can avoid living in an HOA-owned area, do it. They are terrible people.
Yeah, but they take care of garbage.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's always a pain in the ass.
So how are you doing, Diane?
Oh, I'm doing great. I got a job.
Good. What do you, if you're
Sweet.
willing to, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's only for till the 20th. It's for a TV movie here. I think I can say it's Disney. It's for a Disney TV movie that's being filmed here, and they're keeping, if I don't mess it up, they'll keep me till the 20th. And I've so far worked I I so far worked only one day on it so far, but I'm working Thursday through Sunday this coming week. So yeah, it's great. It's nice to have money coming in again, for at least for a little bit, and yeah. So and then I had to. The reason why I was late was because I was at the mall because I needed to pick up a new raincoat for the job, and I spent over $200 on one, so that was fun. And then missed my bus, and that's why I was late. So sorry about that.
What are you doing as part of the show?
So it's just, entry level production assisting. So, we're basically the gophers of the show. A lot of it is just, setting up tents, chairs, tables, that sort of thing at the very beginning of the day. And then locking down the set, make sure nobody is, no pedestrians are coming onto the set, especially when things are being filmed, and guarding things when people are away during lunch, make sure nothing falls over or people are stealing things. It's just stuff like that.
Diane, my dog likes you.
Oh, really? I'm flattered. That's nice. So yeah, it's basically.
I had to go feed Her Royal Majesty.
Yeah. Your cat?
The cat.
Nice. Yeah, that's important. Happy cat, happy life. Is that how the saying goes?
Close enough.
Well, here's the thing. With a dog, it's, oh, this person feeds me, takes care of me, he loves me. He must be a god.
Yeah.
With a cat, this person feeds me, loves me, he takes care of me. I must be a god.
Yeah.
Not my cats.
Well, here's the thing with
Red's
cats.
confused.
You see, in ancient Egypt, humans worshipped cats as gods.
Mm-hmm.
Humans have forgotten this fact. The cats haven't.
Yeah. Yeah, but that makes it all the more rewarding when they do show appreciation because they've chosen you. Whereas dogs, I love dogs, don't get me wrong. I'm not a dog hater. I'm totally a dog person, but they seem to be in love with everybody. Whereas with cats, they're very particular with who they show affection to. You need to, what's the term? You need to earn their respect and love before they.
I'd say that they love everyone. Considering, yes, my ears are dirty. Yes, thank you, sweetie. I'm getting so many kisses right now. Oh God. Blah. Gross.
It's been a little bit stressful. Because I probably shouldn't tell this story, but okay, they're not gonna. I doubt they'll see this. Hopefully, not for a long time.
Well, I mean, if it'll get you in trouble, I wouldn't risk it.
No, okay.
We're not that famous.
Yeah, I know.
It's there forever.
Yeah, good point. But in any case, onto another subject, but relating to the film industry. I was working another gig on set as a background actor. I saw Dwayne Johnson and Ned Campbell.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that was interesting.
Did you get it? Can you get his number for me?
Did you run
no, unfortunately not. But yeah, he was there. Ned Campbell was there, and I believe they're shooting an action movie, and that's all I think I can say. I'm sure you can find what it's called on IMDb, but just for safety, I'll just cut it from there. Yeah, the rock.
Well, one thing that Diane and I had discussed, had talked about talking about, was the brilliant new series on Netflix that I think everyone will enjoy if they're stoned. Neato Yo Kyo.
Huh?
You
What?
heard about it?
No, because I don't have Netflix. I have HBO, so I can watch Game of Thrones.
You already know my answer.
They took Jaden Smith's Twitter accounts and they made it a show.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It is a special kind of awful. You can tell, you can see all the flaws just from the trailer. The audio is all off. The acting is terrible. The animation looks like crap. The story doesn't make any sense. It stars Jaden Smith. It's...
Why?
someone put it correctly earlier in the chat. The Neato Yo Kyo is the room of anime.
Yeah, that's an interesting description.
No. If you want something really horrifying, I can think of 2 different ones that would just ruin your day permanently.
Filthy Frank's prophecy was right.
I've seen other anime just as bad as Neato Yo Kyo. I'm trying to think of ones that are worse. I'm sure there are. I just haven't seen them, or I've forgotten about them, repressed them.
Hey, Diane, you should definitely watch Kill la Kill.
Oh, Kill la Kill. I've heard good things about it. I don't know if it's my type of show, but it looks really good. And I know it's like a satire on anime or something like that, done well.
The easiest way I can describe Kill la Kill is a train wreck.
In a good way, because I hear it's good.
It's actually one of the smartest animes.
What I mean by it's a train wreck is, you know how you see a train wreck happen and you just can't look away?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. You just have to keep watching.
Well, that describes Neato Yo Kyo well enough. The whole thing just screams wasted opportunity. Horribly so. I found out the creator was actually the lead singer from a band I had never heard of called Vampire Weekend.
Yeah, me neither. I've never heard of it until now.
I have. I've heard of Vampire Weekend.
Are they any good?
They're like post-emo whatever band. They won a couple awards a few years for like best music videos. I don't know. It's not my music.
The fuck?
Then again, I'm also rubbing a puppy's tummy right now, so he's a happy boy. He's a happy boy.
What breed is he? He looks like a husky.
He's a Shiba.
Oh, Shiba Inu. Yeah, those things are adorable.
And here's my second Shiba. She's a kisser.
They can be very stubborn dogs, right? Like,
oh dear Lord, they are. But I have my Dojos. Do you want up on the couch, mister?
Yeah. But with Neato Yo Kyo, I think I've watched maybe 3.5 episodes, and then I tapped out. I was like, I can't do this. Even trying to read a full summary of what happened in the entire series, I'm just like, I can't do this. Yeah. But what happens at the end, Rogue? Like, what? Yeah.
Okay, so a proper summary, because I've seen all 6 episodes. I enjoy terrible things.
Yes.
But
oh dear Lord.
But it sets up the main character. It sets up Jaden Smith's character as this troubled teenager with badass superpowers that he uses to hunt down demons and ghosts. Which, right off the bat, if you exclude the Jaden Smith part, actually sounds pretty good to me. The problem is, he is the most melodramatic son of a bitch ever. The series opens with him moping on the side of a tennis court, a very fancy elite tennis court, mind you, because his girlfriend just broke up with him. And sure, that's sad. You're allowed to be depressed for that. But if you're sitting there while your robot butler is on the side saying, "Oh, don't worry, sir, it's not that bad," if you spend your time actually uttering the words, "Not now, Charles, I'm mourning the death of a relationship," and "What's the point? We're all going to be equal in the grave," I hope you get taken out by sniper fire.
Yeah.
It's like that for the entire series. He doesn't grow. There is no self-realization of, maybe I should stop being such a whiny little twit, or anything like that. He's like that for the entire series. He's self-centered, up his own ass, goddamn spoiled brat. It is absolutely terrible character work. So, first 2 episodes are all about setting him up as this badass demon hunter. And kind of a minor event when that happens. He ends up rescuing this girl from a demon. Don't even remember her name, so I'm just going to call her Blue-Haired Chick. Blue-Haired Chick is this pretentious fashion blogger who decides fashion is evil and this entire city sucks.
And she becomes the antithesis of what everybody else is, because while everybody else is indulging in their wealth and not questioning, not questioning the capitalist process, like their capitalist society and how materialistic everyone is, she suddenly does like a full 180, and yeah.
That actually sums her up pretty accurately. So, in addition to becoming a pretentious anti-materialist, she also becomes a terrorist.
What?
She becomes a terrorist, and that's like kept as a mystery for 2 episodes, because there's this stupid thing in the town square called the Bachelor Board, in which the 10 most eligible bachelors are listed. It is such a stupid idea, I can't properly explain it. It's just, right off the bat, you look at that and be like, what were you thinking?
Well, have you watched American Gods yet?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. Go watch it.
No, looking forward to it.
Keith, have you seen the trailer for Neato Yo Kyo? All you need to do is watch the trailer.
The trailer shows you everything.
I've seen the trailer, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was like, I just thought it was it looks like a practical joke. And I also keep wondering, I also keep wondering, how the hell did they get the likes of Susan Sarandon, Steve Buscemi, Jude Law on this thing?
They actually had some real talent there. I am shocked and a little offended that they get wasted like this.
Hey, Kyle.
Netflix is greenlighting everything.
No, it's like the latest South Park episode. You just call them up, and if the first response the operator gives you is, "Thank you for calling Netflix. You're greenlit. Can I have your name, please?"
Yeah.
Hey, Kyle.
Yeah.
The chat agrees with me. I know a great anime that you should watch.
What's Boku no Pico about?
Oh, you should watch it. You're gonna love it.
Anyway, so the series concludes with Steve Buscemi as this weird judge guy who vapes, trying to chase down blue-haired chick, and Jaden Smith is trying to get her out of the city during the citywide Grand Prix. So he stuffs her into the front of a Formula One racer, which she has stolen from Russia. Don't ask. It won't make any sense in context. And goes off track. It crashes the whole thing, and it's revealed, they did a switcheroo, and the blue-haired chick escaped in the robot. The robot, by the way, is hollow.
Right.
It's such a non-ending because he has absolutely no character growth whatsoever. It is abysmal.
So that's it? Like, he just makes sure the girl escapes the city, and then the end?
Yeah, his robot's gone. Oh, by the way, his robot, his name is Charles.
Right.
I don't like Charles's projected persona, but his character design is absolutely lazy. He has, like, 2 colors, white and red, and the red is only, like, on one light bulb on his forehead. Everything else is pure white. No one put any thought into the character design. It is awful.
Yeah. And like I keep hearing this criticism towards it, but that seems to be the go-to description, where the show looks like somebody just picked up like a How to Draw 101 anime book and just used that as a reference to animate. And
God damn it, Keith!
What did you do now?
I just looked up what Boku no Pico was. What the fuck is wrong with
Yes! Yes!
Wait, what? Boku no Pico.
Is it something pornographic?
No, I got one of those fake motivational meme things that says, Boku no Pico, the anime made for sick, twisted, perverted, psychotic pedophiles that fapped little boy porn. God damn it, Keith.
Yes!
I gotta look this up.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll leave it to my imagination.
Go Google.
Yeah. But I honestly don't know what they were going for Neo Yo Kyo, because is it supposed to be a satire?
It's not clever enough to be a satire. It doesn't actually come to any conclusions questioning the worth of the city. The main character does absolutely no change, which would be the best avenue to approach an introspective investigation of the city's worth and its values.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe I'm giving it too much credit, but like, I'd like to think they wanted to make some sort of commentary, because like, the blue-haired chick, the ex-fashion blogger, she became the antithesis to what Kaz believed in, right? So there is a philosophical conflict between those two.
Well, there would be if something actually amounted to it. It's just the two of them butting heads occasionally, and nothing changes.
Yeah, they don't. Neither of them really learn anything. But I don't know what they were going for. Yeah, I have no idea what they were going for. And then in terms of Kaz being a protagonist, he wasn't likable. He wasn't interesting. Like you say, absolutely zero character arc. I have no idea how this project came to be and how they got the talent involved in this, but it's just a big flaming mess. It's a hilarious mess, but a mess nonetheless, and brain melting.
The only explanation I'll get for the talent they acquired was, at least as far as the voice acting, was they forced him to sign a contract before actually letting him see a script or a synopsis.
But it's Steve Buscemi and Susan Sarandon. Like, why would they agree to that? They don't need to agree to that.
Probably for the same reason Patrick Stewart agreed to be a piece of shit in the Emoji Movie.
Wait, what? Our Lord and Savior?
Boring robot butler.
Yeah.
Or a vaping judge who hunts.
But here's the thing too. With the Emoji Movie, I'm guessing there was at least a lot of him. With a project like this that looks like it was on a shoestring budget, and I don't know where that budget went to because the animation looks like crap. I'm assuming it's the actors, but still, like, how much money could have got? Like, I don't know how much money they could possibly accumulated to convince
$4
Buscemi and Sarandon and Gene to make this, because
the whole thing must have been like a money sink or some sort of money laundering scheme.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Who the hell knows?
It's such a waste of talent for someone to actually go through the effort of animating what they did and editing what they did to make this poorly cobbled mess of a show. It's like half the staff on board, half the production staff just looked at this, looked at the ideas together and just went, whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. But like, they used the same storyboarder for Rurouni Kenshin. I was like, how the hell did they get him involved? It's just kind of mind-boggling.
That is hard to believe in.
It is. To me, the ideas of the show sounds like the ideas of a 5-year-old and what a 5-year-old would think would make for a good anime. It's like
a 5-year-old wrote Axe Cop, and that at least has some entertainment quality.
I know, but like, yeah, it just sounds like a kid going, so I'm gonna make this show, and there's gonna be this magical teenager with pink hair with superpowers, and he lives in this futuristic city with a flying robot, and he also worries about being the most popular kid in town because that's what teenagers worry about. It sounds like that.
Oh, that's actually another thing. They spend the first 2 hours building up this exorcism superpower thing that he can do. And then they do nothing after episode 2. It's like they're actually trying to create a series of examples of piss poor storytelling.
I think Slafer has it right. Neo Yo Kyo, when pot clashes with way too much money.
Pretty much. Oh god, yeah. Probably.
And Kyle, as my apology for making you look that up. A good anime to watch is It's this anime called Overlord. Basic synopsis is kind of like Sword Art Online, but they do it right.
Oh no, actually, I know what you're talking about. The guy gets stuck in the game,
and he's the Lich.
Yes,
It's a very good one.
Someone did the British, and it actually came off pretty well, I thought.
Oh yeah, better than Sword Art. Gojira asked me to ask you to look up Berserk.
So we don't talk about Berserk.
Berserk is amazing.
We don't talk about Berserk.
I'm guessing Slade doesn't like it.
We don't talk about Berserk.
I don't need to watch it. It's too violent for me. But I hear good things about it. That's just probably not for me.
Yeah. Diane, look up Overlord. I think you would like it.
Okay, what's that other anime that was on Netflix? Was it about vampires or something?
Castlevania, I think you're thinking.
What was it called?
Castlevania?
Castlevania, yeah. I hear that one's really good.
That's actually really solid.
Yeah, I need to watch that one. There's so many
criticism I've heard against it was it doesn't use a lot of the music from the original games. But, I mean, I'm not really terribly familiar with the games, so I didn't notice. I just thought it was goddamn amazing for what was there.
Oh, I had.
What's the name of the Jaden Smith one again? Neato what?
Neato Yo Kyo.
Yeah, so that's Yo Kyo. So Neo and then Yo Kyo. Just watch the trailer. Yeah.
On it.
For the trailer.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I'm gonna regret this, aren't I?
The dialogue is amazing. I mean, oh God. Okay, what's that other anime?
Hang on, because I have a live stream going on and it's delayed, so I need to mute you guys.
Okay. Speaking of trailers, actually.
Diane. There we go. Diane was talking when I was muting it. There we go.
Speaking of trailers, the new Black Panther trailer dropped. Have you guys seen that yet?
I haven't seen it yet.
It's actually pretty good.
Which one?
Maybe some.
Oh yeah. Stupid things. Okay, CBS with the Star Trek series. So they showed the first episode on the TV. We watched it. I was mesmerized, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, if you want to watch the second episode, you have to go online." So yeah, I have to wait probably a good 2 months before I can watch the series because I ain't paying $5.99. I don't make that much money.
Kyle, Gojira is asking me to ask you. Apparently, I'm being used as the vocal piece. Will you do a review of the live-action One Piece series when it comes out?
Probably.
Oh God.
There's your answer, Gojira.
Or at least some sort of a quick reaction, like I did with Death Note.
Death Note.
Yeah. And link to the Black Panther trailer in the chat for anyone who wants to see it.
Yeah.
I think it looks really solid. I mean, now of course I'm very much a fan of everything the MCU has done, with a few exceptions.
Yeah. While that's loading, I'm gonna click it now to load it. Gojiro, is it Gojiro that keeps asking you those anime questions?
Yeah, it's Gojira.
Yeah, Gojiro, did you also know that Hollywood is developing a live-action version for the that anime movie blockbuster, Your Name, also known as Kimi no Na wa? Because I am not looking forward to that one. They're gonna Americanize it. Yeah. Probably not in the best way.
I don't know. Nothing is sacred and everything will burn.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
so I'm ready to play it whenever you guys are. Just tell me when.
Good. So you guys go ahead and watch that. I will distract people with the next episode coming up. Being, as you can tell from the back, if anyone can actually read that, we have Prince of Persia coming next, and kind of an improvised game was better episode, which is going along pretty well. Most of the video has already been sent off to the editor, and he sent me a few clips. It's going to be a really good one. So I'm looking forward to seeing this finally done. While he's working on that, I am, of course, going through and... Hold on, I've got the book right here.
What the hell did I just watch?
What, the Black Panther trailer? Are we watching?
No, the trailer's amazing. No, I just watched the Neato Yo Kyo trailer. What did I just watch?
Yeah, that's the appropriate response.
You just watched your brain cells slowly dying a horrifying, painful death.
I want the 2.5 minutes of my life back.
Unfortunately, you won't get it back.
On the live stream.
Unfortunately, you will never get that back.
No, my phone won't.
Anyway, so yeah, the episode after Prince of Persia is going to be Koji Suzuki's The Ring.
Oh god.
Ring.
Hey, how many episodes is it going to be until I'm back in? I can't remember.
Eventually, probably for The Ring.
Oh joy. You're going to make me suffer for that one, aren't you?
4. Oh yeah.
Not really.
We have some really good jokes planned. Like really, really funny jokes. What is on your neck there? Is that Digimon?
Yes.
Yeah. Which one is that?
Friendship. You missed
Hey.
You missed it earlier, but I have all the crests.
Nice. I love the Pikachus in that one.
Let's see.
Everyone's just quiet.
Citron T asks if this is going to be the old school Prince of Persia or a newer version. Well, the movie's actually based off of the Sands of Time, so we're mostly going to be comparing it to that. Although there are plenty of mentions of Warrior Within and the Two Thrones. Two Thrones.
Oh, somebody wants to see Howl's Moving Castle. I would absolutely love to see that because it's such a good movie.
Already started production on The Ring next, so it's going to be a while.
Eventually, we're going to have to do
I love
a
music.
live stream review of something. Eventually.
That would be good to do, actually. Especially
You mean
with...
while we're watching the movie, or?
Yeah.
We can do those. I mean, it's going to take a bit of hooking up, but it can be done.
It would be done, yeah. Yeah.
Sit there and have,
Well, for you,
have Ashton jump in for it, too.
That would be good to finally get him in.
Oh, it's like super easy. I'm literally down the street, so.
That works. No, we actually saw some pretty abysmal movies recently. Iron Sky, for example, if anyone's heard of that. We did. We watched that for Guys' Night the other day. It's about the Nazis in 1944 blasted off into space and established a moon base on the dark side of the moon, and now they're coming back to fight Earth.
Okay.
You really got to stop Nick. He's a bad influence.
Actually, novelists. Not only have we heard of Hogwarts School of Prayers and Miracles, we are going through that chapter by chapter on the special Patreon-only live streams. We need to set up another one up, actually.
Yeah,
Yep.
we do.
We need to finish that story. I am in love with that story, how awful it is. It is great.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
The author has a love affair with the semicolon.
Yeah, pretty much.
And of course, there is the ever omnipotent taxi god.
Yes, Taxi God. Taxi God, take me to the kitchen.
Taxi god will deliver us.
Yeah, and I love her timeless commentary on how men and women should behave. Really nice.
Yes.
Takes you all the way back to pre-Victorian times. It's awesome.
We should all start swing dancing again.
No, I keep swing dancing. Swing dancing's awesome, but like the whole,
Yeah, that's what I said.
you know.
We should all start swing dancing.
Yeah. But, did you guys hear that Gigantic, which was supposed to be the retelling of Jack and the Beanstalk, an animated Disney movie? It got shelved, got put back on the shelf. They couldn't make it work.
I would say too bad, except I'm not really a fan of Disney's recreation and constant rewriting of old movies.
Really? So what? You don't like Aladdin or Little Mermaid or?
I love the originals. I am not crazy about all these live action remakes because it's lazy storytelling.
Oh, this isn't live action. This is animated.
This one's This one's at.
Gigantic is animated.
But it's based on another animated movie, and it's just going to be the same stuff we've seen before. And I'm.
With Gigantic, you mean? If it went through?
I imagine. Frankly, I had no faith in Disney's creative outlets anymore.
Even for the animation team?
Okay, let's be honest. Beauty and the Beast was almost a step-for-step remake of the animated version.
No, dude, I'm Adam. This isn't live action. Gigantic.
I know it's live action. I'm just saying I do not consider Disney a reliable creative source.
No, that's true. But like the animation department has come through. You didn't like Zootopia or Frozen or Frog and the Princess or.
Yes, they're actually trying something original, but this slew of live action remakes they're going for is annoying. And now, yeah, okay, this one's animated, but it's still a remake of a story they've already told.
Yeah, but they've always been adapting fairy tales since Snow White, since their first film.
Yeah,
why?
It's just laziness. Now they're going for a movie
Maleficent was
they don't actually
amazing.
have to do that much work for.
I'll agree with you on that one, Slade. Maleficent was awesome.
Okay, Maleficent was good, but
Like, I loved how it was from. She wasn't a villain.
Yeah.
She's a villain, but in this one, you see it in a new light, and it's like amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like somebody else has made this joke before, but they said Maleficent was a product of how much they wish they made Wicked. Like they really want to subvert the whole villain archetype now, and they've been doing that a lot, like with Maleficent and Frozen and so on and so forth. I'm totally for them adapting fairy tales still. I mean, that is their bread and butter, as long as they do a good job of it. But yeah, I would love for them to tackle more risky original content as well. But yeah, what can you do?
I just went into widescreen. Awesome.
learn to stop holding the phone vertically.
Yeah, but I know me and Kyle, we've not seen either of the Blade Runner movies. Have any of you ever seen the older one, at least the original?
Years ago.
Years ago, like Slade said, years ago. I can barely remember it.
I hear unless you're really into sci-fi and filmmaking, it's kind of boring. Like, it's really slow, from what I've heard.
That's how a lot of the 80s movies were.
Yeah?
They're really, really slow.
Yeah, fair enough.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. No.
Shaky.
Yeah, like the pacing of older movies, it's like, we have like zero attention span these days. You compare our movies to the movies of the past, and it's so different, the pacing.
Oh yeah, there's a notable difference. Like when I went to see the Maltese Falcon a while back in
Right.
for the Max Payne review, that was very different from pacing and character work alone.
Mm-hmm.
The novelist wants to know when we're doing New Moon.
My response: novelist just wants to see you in pain again.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
We do have plans to review New Moon eventually. And they're being sold at this used bookstore for like 10 cents, so that's not much of a sacrifice.
We can always have Nick play the Gimp. We need a Gimp.
Nick?
There's some Who's the Gimp in New Moon? Yeah. I feel uncomfortable.
I just want.
He's talking about it, buddy. He was on which episode was it? Damn, he was on one of our episodes recently. He played. He helped out with the skit. I'm blank on which episode it was though.
What was his role?
He was standing opposite NPC in a gunfight.
God, which one was that? I don't know, but your fans at the trail all say hi. So, hi, Xavier! Probably watching tonight. If not, Xavier, do your schoolwork.
So
it's weird when I meet his fans and they're like, oh, "How's Kyle?" I'm like, a couple days ago he was alive.
Oh, by the way, Kyle, I love the shirt.
Thank you. Yes, actually, I bought this originally when I was still playing D&D, and I got picked as the next dungeon master. It worked for a little while.
Hey, whenever I was the DM, I'd sit there and I'd do a lot of the chance rolls using the D10 and the D100 to sit there and, okay, this is your chance.
My group is currently playing Starfinder.
Oh. My group I'm in is going to be doing the Star Wars tabletop, the Force and Destiny stuff. It's going to be interesting because my character is a Trandoshan, the lizard people. One of our other players is going to be playing a Wookiee. Trandoshans and Wookiees hate each other. It's going to be interesting.
What did you guys think of the new Star Wars trailer?
I haven't seen it
yet. I peed myself.
Cool.
I haven't seen it yet, and my friends are all still freaking out because, and Kyle's going to freak out on me too, I just know it, because I'm going to say something that he will look at me funny for. I still have yet to see Rogue One.
I haven't
You're not missing much.
Yeah.
Oh, hot damn, you didn't freak out.
So I need to watch it for myself.
No.
Oh my god, you haven't seen Rogue One? What the fuck is wrong with you? Very happy.
Many things. Would you like the list in alphabetical order and hair color?
It was me.
Yeah.
What I've been told though is basically if you read the opening scroll for episode 4, you already know what's going on in Rogue One. The only reason I would like to see Rogue One is to see Darth Vader be a badass.
I liked the movie, but I'm going to be honest, I just went to go see Donnie Yen. He did not disappoint.
You went to see what again?
Donnie Yen. He played the blind monk.
Oh, Donnie Yen. Yeah, Donnie Yen. He's a classic.
Donnie Yen is a badass.
Yeah, he is. He really, really is.
The man, okay, minor spoiler here, but in one scene, Donnie Yen takes down a TIE fighter with a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
It's like
that is badass.
But we've never seen that before, and that is goddamn amazing. And he's blind.
Yeah, he is. He's awesome. That's awesome.
Do not fuck with the blind man. The blind man can kick your ass.
Don't fuck with Donnie Yen. That's for damn sure.
I mean, Rogue One has its mistakes, but a lot of things are good about it, and I enjoyed the build up to the final fight, mistakes included, and then just the general execution of it all. Plus, the scene with Darth Vader was amazing.
Yeah, I keep my editor friend, he keeps talking about that scene, and he keeps wanting to work in a clip in the next essay we're editing together. And I'm like, fine, we'll work in Star Wars. Just shut up. So, yeah.
I like Yeti's comment on Donnie Yen. Eat your heart out, Hawkeye.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. That's pretty good. Yeah. But Yeah, I thought the trailer looked really good. From what I hear, last time I heard, they're going back to J.J. Abrams, right? For the third and final movie. They switched back to him, right? From what I heard.
I think so.
I generally like his work, so I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I don't have
Neither
a
do I.
problem with that. I thought he did a great job for the first one. I don't know. I would have wanted them to have tapped what's his name, Brad Bird, because originally they went to him for The Force Awakens, but he had to turn it down because of Tomorrowland. And
Oh, that was a mistake.
I know you think
Hey, Kate.
I think it's kind of brave because I'm sentimental that way, but yeah. But I told my friend that he would he agrees with you, Kyle. He thought it was a mistake because how the hell could you turn down Star Wars? But yeah, he wanted to make his baby, so
What's up, Slade?
Sister Keith, since we were talking about this earlier.
Really? Really?
And then we get hit with a copyright strike.
what is this?
I'm more from.
When don't we get hit with copyright strikes?
I've gotten hit by copyright strikes on book reviews.
Well, of course.
Those don't have any copyrighted material in them anywhere.
I know, right?
It gets ridiculous how we can get copyright strike just by anything nowadays.
I know,
Oh
right?
no, you've offended someone slightly.
How dare you?
Your masters at Nintendo do not approve of your 3-second use of their music. You are banned from YouTube, peasant.
For life!
Which sucks because I'm waiting for people to get their strikes against the new Metroid game, which I kind of need those tutorials so I can play this stupid game. So I'm waiting for Christmas.
Nintendo doesn't give a shit about American copyright laws.
About the only people who don't sit there and copyright strike out the ass is Square Enix. You notice that? They don't copy strike everything that happens.
Actually,
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't get hit by a copyright strike from the Asylum when we uploaded the Sherlock Holmes.
I'm pretty sure they were just like, oh, free advertising.
Yeah.
Maybe. Or they just didn't notice. I'll
Yeah.
take it out of the way.
Well, I do wonder
Hopefully
because
they didn't notice.
if I could ever, get to a point where I can produce content semi-regularly and get a Patreon account, I do worry about the legality of the content and the music I use and how other essayists and reviewers get away with that. Like again, use because they're just making commentary out of it, and but then they're still allowed to ask for donations for that using copyright material. So again, I don't know what the laws are. That's something I have to look into. But
Whatever it is,
Mm.
it's going to be confusing. Guaranteed.
it'll probably be it's probably a gong show just trying to research that stuff. But I don't know. It seems to be doable, but
I know Rift Tracks, they did not want them doing Twilight,
Oh yeah.
and they'd sold tickets for it and everything, so they had to do a different review. And I would absolutely love to go to one of their live shows. It's all the way down in Tennessee. I mean, it's only Kyle, how long is that of a drive for us? What, 8 hours?
7 or 8 hours, depending upon where in Tennessee.
What are we talking about?
I think Memphis, maybe? Rift Tracks.
They're
The live show.
I would love to go to one of their live shows. Because I've been to their... Yes, sir. I've been to their Rift Tracks live event. So much fun. I think the last one that I saw was the Five Doctors. And, yeah, it was just as terrible as I thought it was going to be. Alright, I got work tomorrow, unlike some people. So I'm going to go to...
Aw, you're leaving us?
Gotta go to bed.
Aw. Before you go, and this is going back to your fact that you're part of a haunted house. When I was in high school, I was actually part of a haunted house too. my character was Mr. Giggles, the insane clown. I had a partner. I would run up to him and go, "Hey, do you want to hear a joke?" My partner would come in and kill the guy who was the plant, and then I'd go, "Do you want to hear the punchline?" And my partner would scream that they're next, and we'd chase the people out the room.
See, I would love to do that for our haunt, but
You never got out of character.
Huh?
I said you liked it so much you never got out of character.
Why don't you go fuck a duck, rogue?
damn you, autocorrect. All right, night, guys.
Night.
Hey,
Anyway,
yeah.
any topics wanted to cover, or should we go to the questions?
Oh, let's see. I'm just trying to think of. Yeah, nothing much really. I wish I could share the story of what happened with my first day of work. Like it's nothing. If anything, it's just gonna make me look bad. It's not. I'm not sharing anything illegal, but because like I'm like new to the industry, I just don't want to, I guess, seem unprofessional or whatnot. But I didn't break any rules or anything. Let's just say that I got through that day, and I think I did a pretty decent job on very little sleep. And I think it was very little sleep, and I think it was a record for me. And I thought I couldn't make it, but I powered through, and I survived the 12-hour day. So yeah, yeah, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. You probably do something similar.
hey, Diane, Yeti's onto you.
What?
Yeti is onto you.
Money? Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
We know the truth.
Yeah, guys, it's the entertainment industry. What do you expect?
So you're where Jaden Smith is getting it.
Yeah, I'm partially responsible for Neato Yo Kyo. I'm sorry, guys.
I know exactly. I know exactly what your handle is too. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Your drug dealer's handle. She's the ace of books.
Speaking of which, like, I'm probably overthinking this, but I just want to cover my ass because this is the internet. I used the G word a few moments ago because Slate did. I'm usually not comfortable using that word, and I want to apologize for using it because I just lost track of myself. So yeah, apologies for that. I usually don't like using that word. If other people like using it, that's fine. It's not for me, but I said it anyway. So yeah, apologies if I offended anyone.
What's the G word?
Yeah.
She said GIMP.
Oh, GIMP.
Oh.
Is that I don't know. It feels like I don't know how offensive that is in general. I don't like to use the word, but that's fine. I don't want to, yeah. But in case if I offended anyone, sorry.
Well, Diane, here's one thing. You got to remember, I'm a GIMP, technically.
Yeah, I know. I don't feel.
We've got a GIMP pass.
Yeah, I know.
Say again, Kyle?
We've got a GIMP pass. We can use the word as often as we want now.
Oh.
Yes. You got to remember, I had surgery on this leg twice. I'm technically a GIMP. But
yeah.
it's one of those things.
Out of the leather.
You got to remember, when I was in the Navy, GIMP was one of the nicest things to be called.
Oh.
You also got called broke dick. You got called malingerer. You got called all sorts of different things.
Yeah, I know, but it's the Army, okay? I think you guys work
Navy.
Entirely Navy. You guys work
Navy,
on
Army, whatever, same thing.
Navy has class. There's a difference.
Oh.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. I was told by another soldier. He said the Air Force, compared to the rest of them, was the easiest one.
It is. Their boot camp is literally the shortest.
Really?
And it is the shortest of all the branches. And no, we don't count the Coast Guard.
I think the stereotypical joke, and for the record, I have not served, so I can't properly joke about this, but I think the joke is like Army boot camp, you're rolling around in the mud. Navy boot camp, you're rolling around on the beach. Air Force boot camp, you're denied champagne in the luxury room.
Yeah, pretty much. For Air Force people, their boot camp is, oh no, they've turned off the Wi-Fi.
Oh God. Yeah.
There's no mint on the pillows.
I'll take your word for it. I can't say anything about the military. I have no experience with that. But it's, I guess, less physically strenuous with being in the Air Force, and like there's no weight class or anything like that. You don't have to worry about how much you weigh or whatnot to fly.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Actually, I have a buddy who served in the Air Force. He has apparently been in, I think he said 3 plane crashes. I mean, they were all drones, so
yeah,
I don't think it counts. But
me, it's one of those things where the standing joke in my family is, because here's the thing, I've got family members in all 4 branches. I've had family members who are officers in the Navy. I've had family members who are officers in the Army, in the Marines. I even have a cousin in the Air Force, but we don't really talk about him. It's just one of the standing jokes in the family. But in all honesty, it's one of those things where, yeah, it's the whole sibling rivalry thing. Yes, we harass the hell out of each other, but someone who doesn't know anything about the military in a bar, that person goes after any of the military, you'll see the other 3 branches jump in on the guy too.
Oh, probably, yeah. I don't doubt that.
I actually got asked by a woman from France. Her husband is a Marine, retired. She looked at me and said, "There's one thing I've always been wondering, and no one has been able to explain it correctly." I said, "What's that?" She said, "The Marines, Army, Air Force, and Navy all harass each other constantly, and no one has ever been able to give me a satisfactory answer of why." I said, "Ma'am, do you have siblings?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Do you drive each other crazy?" She went, "No, not at all." And I said, "Uh-huh." And mind you, she's grinning at this point. I said, "That's exactly what it is. It's sibling rivalry." She went, 22 years, and my husband, who's a Marine, hasn't been able to explain it. And in 5 minutes, you explained it perfectly.
5 seconds.
Well, that's funny.
Yeah, it's just sibling rivalry.
Yeah. I might have asked this question already before, but like, do the branches, do they attract certain type of people? Like, are you guys always like, oh yeah, the Army guys, they're all like that, or you know what I mean? Or like, oh yeah, all Navy guys are like that. Do they attract certain personality types, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Ish. There's no real set personality type amongst any of the branches. I mean, you have the standard jokes that go everywhere. One of the things that is true, though, is the submarine guys, like me, we are the craziest and the most twisted beyond everyone else for one simple reason. We take a perfectly good vessel, stuff it with delicate electronics and a nuclear reactor, take it out to sea for 6 to 9 months at a time, sink it in salt water, and then pray to every deity that exists that it comes back up. We're crazy.
Yeah. And you're submerged for like God knows how long? How long do submarines? You're actually submerged for like what, 6 months at a time? How, like, what's the longest?
About 2 or 3 months, about 4 or 5 weeks, but then we surface to recycle the air, then go right back down.
So you're basically a whale.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But you've got I've had people who are retired special forces. And I say, yeah, I'm submarines. They said, dude, we may be crazy, but y'all are fucking nuts. But anyway, off that subject now.
Do you ever think it would ever be doable to have kind of like maybe a sitcom, like kind of like what they did for Brooklyn Nine-Nine in terms of making a comedy show with
Yeah, it's called MASH 4077.
MASH? Okay, other than MASH, right? Do you think that could be done again, and maybe, you know, they can make light of the military without completely disrespecting it? Because I feel like they've done a really good job with Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Like, it's a comedy show through and through, but they also managed to balance out the fact that, hey, these guys, they have to deal with murderers and victims and, you know, things like racial discrimination. Like, they've managed to, like, actually address serious topics while still just keeping true to the fact that it's a comedy show, but still having...
They might.
Yeah.
They might be able to.
Right? Like, I'd like to see that. I'd be very interested in watching a show like that about the military, and, like, you get to poke fun at that subculture and industry, if I can use that word, but also see what they actually go through day to day, the ups and downs of it. I'd watch a show like that. So.
Yeah, it would be tricky, but it could possibly be done. But anyway, moving on, shall we do the question and answer section now?
Yeah, why not?
Sure.
Okay.
So go ahead, guys, ask your questions. In the meantime, I don't know if you saw it, but Yeti actually had a rather amusing comments. So if you're ever in a submarine, I'm going to have to call you the Gale Whale.
Gale Whale? Yes, I already saw that, and no, that name will not be sticking.
A Gale Whale? I like that. That's cute.
It will not be sticking.
I will go out of my way to make sure it does.
A Gale?
No.
Why don't you like that? That's perfect for you.
Because I've already had enough embarrassing nicknames when I was in the military, and no, I'm not going to say any of them.
Yeah.
Because I know for a fact Kyle would be using them constantly.
I would. Absolutely.
It would be his payback for me. It would be his payback for me and Slade harassing him.
Oh, yeah. Plus, you're going to be paying for the book on Pika shit for a while. All I did was an image search, and that was enough.
You know what that's for?
What?
You know, the fact that you keep saying, I'm working on the chapter, I'm working on the chapter, I'm working on the chapter.
I haven't said I'm actually working on the chapter in months.
This is my revenge for it.
The story is dead, dude. I haven't updated that story in years.
Uh-huh.
An actual novel.
You promised.
I am working on a novel. Like a real one.
Promised. You promised. Suck it up.
Quiz was bullshit.
Suck it up.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Suck it up.
I'm not writing the story. You suck it up. Anyway. Novelist is asking, what book are you reading for the next book review? As previously stated, we have The Ring coming up after Prince of Persia. Prince of Persia is in editing now, and hopefully I'll start scripting for this thing next week.
Oh, Prince of Persia for the video game adaptation episode?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, other than the blatant whitewashing of the casting, I like that movie. I thought it was a fun movie. And again, I've never played the video game.
I mean, the action, they got the action down just right, and considering that it's an action movie, I think that it's their strongest quality, deservedly so. There are a number of issues that they've made otherwise, but you'll have to wait for the review to actually see what I thought of it. Yeah.
Well, I know what can, like, I guess the equivalent of that from my childhood would be, did you guys ever watch Shelley Duvall's Fairy Tale Theater?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know, like, eventually I'd like to do a sub-series on it. But basically, Shelley Duvall, she somehow got all the biggest stars at the time, from the 80s and 70s, to participate in this huge project where, like, basically, yeah, it's the retelling of fairy tales, and you have a bunch of, like, some of the biggest movie stars at the time act out the fairy tales, right? And eventually they did an episode of The Nightingale, which is the Chinese fairy tale, and the whole freaking cast is like white as snow. You have Mick Jagger in blatant Asian face playing the emperor, and like, of course, it never occurred to me as a little girl watching it, like, that was so wrong. But, like, I still have fond memories of that episode, but looking back at it now, I was like, wow, that is so not right. But yeah, it's a thing that's been done in Hollywood, I guess. I think hopefully it's getting better now, but
Hopefully,
yeah.
I mean, it would be nice to see more actors coming in.
Yeah, and I'm not saying too, like, you can't still enjoy, projects like that of course have very problematic things to it. You could still enjoy it for the sake of the story and the action and the artistry that went to it. But it's also healthy to acknowledge the fact that, hey, this isn't all right, but you could still enjoy it for the story itself. So,
Well, Novelist also says that we should do a collaboration with the Dom. Just speaking for myself, I'd love to do a collab with the Dom, but I feel like I need to build up the channel a little bit more to be
considered.
Yeah, like worth his time. It's like I go and I make the request. Who's this guy? I mean, yes, my fans have been bothering me for months on Twitter to do a collab with him, but I have no idea who he is.
Mm-hmm.
He's like he's doing my show, but with actual comedy. Ha.
Yeah.
And now we will never do a collab because I just pissed him off.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh, hey,
I'm
guys.
actually kind of glad that we never got that radio interview off the ground. We got interviewed, like a little more than a year ago. About a year ago, actually. I sat down with some guys for a podcast called Generation America. It's military.
What happened to that one?
They never aired it.
Oh, that's a shame.
It was because they scheduled us for 30 minutes and they liked us so much that they actually kept us around for an hour. And originally they were talking about maybe rescheduling us in 6 months' time, but they said, no, can you come back in 3? Oh my God, this is amazing. We're actually getting some real exposure here. And then they just never aired it. But within that, I pointed out, the Dom is another guy who does basically the same thing I do, only he has a larger audience. And the host was like, aha, well, you hear that, the Dom? Crimson's coming for you, and he's going to take you down. And I'm like, oh, shit, if this ever goes public, I'm in trouble.
No, I'm sure Dom, I'm sure Dom would consider that flattering. And, and it's a joke, right? Like, I think when it comes to internet people as well, like internet personalities, it's definitely a lot less formal than, say, Hollywood or whatnot. So, but yeah, it would be really cool if you and Dom ever got together.
Yeah, eventually it'd be nice.
Yeah. Do you guys have any dream collaborations? Any other dream collaborations you'd like to?
Oh, Kyle, did you see what Yeti said?
Maximum Ride. Very nice.
To Linkara.
You are a mean person, Yeti.
But anyway, Dan, what were you saying?
Do you guys have dream collaborations?
I want to be in an episode with Linkara at some point. That would be the height for me.
Yeah.
Because he's a lot of the reason why I do the channel the way that I do with the storyline and just the general style and things like that. So to actually do something with him would be tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Doug Walker and Angry Joe.
Yeah, Doug Walker for me too. I would love to do something with Rob and Doug Walker. That'd be awesome. I also would say Lindsay Ellis, but I don't think I'm smart enough for her. I don't think I could keep up. I think I'd end up annoying her or something. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not smart. So,
But yeah, I would also like to sit there and see NBC doing a collaboration with Angry Joe.
mhm. Yeah.
One gamer to another. That would be a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah. Are you guys? Yeti asked us. Are we excited for Stranger Things 2? I sure as hell am. Oh wait.
The first season.
Oh god damn it, Kyle! Jesus Christ!
I have a very busy schedule. I'm sorry.
I'm afraid to say it.
What? You're
Nothing.
like you're not a fan?
No.
You're not a fan of Stranger Things?
No, that's not it.
What? You're afraid of what?
I still haven't seen it.
Yeah, fair. Okay, fine. I don't know why.
I don't watch Netflix.
Of all three of us, you two should be the one that should have watched it. That needs to watch it more than I. I don't know why. Like, come on, because you guys, I think you live closer to that part of America too, and.
Now, see, this is why I don't tell anyone what my address is, because I'm now afraid Diane's gonna sit there and show up on my doorstep one day, going, "I'm going to make you watch it."
She's gonna look at this roll of duct tape.
Yeah.
Get in the dining room.
Where does Stranger Things take place, guys? In the chat, is it the Midwest or Maine? Because it's based off of so much Stephen King. Whoa, I know it's filmed in Georgia, I think. But I'm wondering where the actual show, within the universe, where it takes place. Indiana? But is Indiana considered? Let me just look it up. Is Indiana considered Midwest or?
Hawkins, Indiana.
Watkins, Indiana. Thank you. Hawkins, Indiana. Is that considered Midwest?
It's on one side of Tornado Alley.
Yeah. I don't know. It's closer to you guys, and not to mention. Part of the show is framed. They use D&D to frame its storytelling. I don't know what more to sell you guys on. And it's like this whole smorgasbord of Stephen King and 80s references and horror movie references. I don't know what more you guys want.
Typhoid Mary.
Oh, that's cute.
She's Her Majesty and a pain in my ass.
Sounds like my cats. Leia is a spoiled little princess, and Ash is a pain in my ass. we around the house we call him the Ash hole.
Ah, makes sense.
Oh, hey, this is a good idea. Maybe if we could even try to schedule this thing. Maybe our first streaming review should be Stranger Things episode 1 for these guys. I don't know, chat, do you think that'd be a good idea?
You are bound and determined you're going to make the two of us watch it, aren't you?
Because this show is practically made for you guys. I don't understand, okay?
I don't watch Netflix.
That's fine. I don't care. Just do it. I don't care.
So I just gotta ask this real quick. What's the appeal what is about it that would appeal to Keith and myself especially? Because all I know about it is about a bunch of kids who encounter monsters.
To me, it sounds like a non-animated version of Gravity Falls.
Oh, I love Gravity Falls.
If you like Gravity Falls, you'll like Stranger Things. But basically, okay, structurally too, it's ingenious because they basically, the Duffer Brothers, who are the creators of the show, they described it as a show that's basically showing you 3 movies at once. You have the kids who are basically stuck in something like the Gremlins or the E.T. type movies, like any sci-fi kids movie you can think of, like Flight of the Navigator, E.T., that sort of thing. So they're trapped in their own story, and then you have the teenagers, which are basically trapped in a slasher storyline, right? And then you have the adults who are basically trapped in a Spielberg movie, a la, what's that movie? Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And eventually all of their stories end up converging into this one big, awesome plot. And it's just so good how it's structured. And then, did I not mention it's a smorgasbord of 80s references, horror movies, and like Stephen King is not a selling point, and D&D. Like, what do you guys want? So yeah, there's that, and there's the acting is fantastic. The acting is fantastic. The casting, the direction, the cinematography. It's funny. There's heart to it. I don't know what else I can pull out of my pocket to sell you on this. No, still in? God, my God. Yeah. But it's going to reach. Yeah.
I might give it a look. Might.
Would you do it for the fans? You have to do it for our fans.
Why does everyone say that? Diane, have you not looked at the Facebook page? I'm the evil bastard.
Oh, really? I haven't looked at the Facebook page. But do they talk about us on the Facebook page? Because I've never seen it.
Some of them do, yes, but no, I'm the evil bastard on the Facebook page. I'm the one who enjoys their suffering.
I need to look at that then. But
ask Kyle. He's seen me do it.
Okay.
He has done evil things. You wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
The man's not allowed in South America anymore.
I don't know. I think the first episode of Stranger Things would be a good thing to watch live and react to, or I don't know, for the fans, especially if Halloween is coming up.
Yeah, maybe. Might be something.
Yeah. I don't know.
But Diane, you're getting a question. When are there any updates on your next video?
It's being edited right now. B-roll footage is being laid over the voiceover. But because I have hit I do have this new job now, and my editor also has a day job too. It's going to be a little difficult scheduling when we can edit together. But right now, I'm just going to assign him like specific spots of the video he can work on, and I'll work on my spots, and then we'll converge eventually. But yeah, it's going. I would like to get it out before Halloween, but again, my promises are worth crap right now. But it is going. It's just that now that I have this new job, and I work on average 12 to 15-hour days with PA work, so like it's going to be a little difficult, but nonetheless, I'm going to be editing through it. So yeah, thank you for your patience.
Oh, as long as it happens, I suppose.
Poirot's mustache says that we need to do a Halloween video.
What do you mean Halloween video? Like an actual episode or review or?
Maybe like
they just said that we need to do a Halloween video.
Oh yeah, well it'd be nice to do a Halloween themed live stream or something. Maybe we could like I don't know, make up like a short list of Halloween things to watch.
You guys know who Poirot's mustache is, don't you?
No.
I'll let him reveal himself if he wants.
Okay. Is he your editor?
Is that Ashton?
Is that Ash?
Ash is a cat. He does not have a YouTube account.
I said Ashton.
Your editor?
Has anyone watched the Miraculous Ladybug?
I haven't.
No, never heard of it. Yeah, no, never heard of it. I'll Google it, whatever that is.
Poirot. The French.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anything I'd be
because it's not Slade. Is it Ashton?
Not Slade.
Is it Ashton? I think it's Ashton because you haven't said yes or no to that.
Nah.
It's not? Okay.
I'm still gonna go with Poirot. Mostly because I can't pronounce French.
It's Perot. It's Perot. He's referencing what's her name? You know, the famous detective in all those novels. Shoot, I'm like losing it.
Agatha Christie.
Agatha Christie, thank you. Hercule Poirot, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, there's like.
I'm looking forward to that movie.
Yeah, I am too. There's apparently, I've seen trailers for 2 Agatha Christie movies coming out. One is, of course, Murder on the Orient Express. The other one I'm not so familiar with, but it has Christina Hendricks in it. Let me see.
Jafar, I seriously doubt that. Because if it was something like that, Kyle would be grinning and enjoying it too much. And it would obviously reveal itself like that.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, Poirot's mustache cannot be Slade and Kyle working together.
Yeah.
Funny as that would be.
The other Agatha Christie coming out is called Crooked House.
I'm not familiar with that one, but I am. I mean, Murder on the Orient Express looks fantastic because it stars. Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah. It stars who?
Kenneth Branagh.
Oh yeah, Kenneth Branagh. Yeah, the cast for that one is amazing. Kenneth Branagh, Michelle Pfeiffer, Daisy Ridley, Leslie Odom Jr., which is, you know, Hamilton shout out, Aaron Burr, and then Judi Dench and the guy who plays Olaf from Frozen, but he's also really good. I've forgotten his name. Yeah, a bunch of really awesome people. Penelope Cruz. It's just like a really random cast of really awesome actors. So it should be very interesting.
You coming up again?
Yeah, don't get too attached to Johnny Depp in that movie. Yeah, I know.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, gee, I hope nothing bad happens to him in a movie.
Oh no, nothing bad ever happens to Johnny Depp.
Yeah, I hope nothing bad happens to any of these characters on a movie called, you know, Murder on the
Orient Express. Yeah, it's like nothing bad is going to happen. It's all going to be a tea party with cupcakes and muffins.
Mm-hmm.
Note the evident amounts of sarcasm.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you ever going to tackle John Green, Kyle?
Eventually. Maybe when I'm larger, I might actually be able to have him pop in and yell at me for not getting the point or something.
Yeah, I love John Green. He's good. I guess his stuff might be a little bit too repetitive for me sometimes, but I think that's just his style.
Fun behind the scenes secrets that I think I can tell now because it's been 2 years, Diane.
Okay, God, just calm down.
He was going to do a review of The Fault in Our Stars, and she asked me to come in and submit a bit of a short clip for a joke to help open the episode up. And it's basically, from what I remember, it starts off with her just giving some background information of the movie. And I walk in and I scream, "No, you can't make fun of this. It's about kids with cancer. What kind of a monster are you? The internet will destroy you."
Yeah.
And I forget how we wrote that in, but NBC was involved as well. And I was flipping a wrench without even looking at it. And I was kind of proud of myself for that.
I'm sorry. Yeah, NBC was in that, wasn't he? I totally forgot.
I don't remember how he was in there, but it was like he was bringing up some machine or something for you.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I submit that and it never gets used.
I'm so sorry. I think I scrapped that project just because I don't know, like I had some things to say about that movie, but at the same time I guess I wasn't that passionate enough to see it through, and my workflow, it's just so erratic.
But you know what's going to happen now is I'm actually going to do a review on that and have you come in and warn me not to do it.
Probably, yeah. Well, the thing is for me too, like, I like Fault in Our Stars. I do have criticisms towards it, but I guess I felt that a lot of my jokes, even though I don't think they are that bad, because of the sensitive nature of the themes that are addressed in that book and movie, I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings or offend somebody too much, because it is about sick kids and whatnot. But yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I had to scrap that project and all the hard work we did in that segment.
Athavan, you do realize what's going to happen, right? If he puts up another flag, someone's going to take it down again.
Wasn't the last one like 3 hours?
Yes, they triangulated him. They first triangulated his first 24-hour live stream and did it within 3 days. The second time, they scaled a museum in Liverpool, England, and took it down again.
If anyone actually wants to get a quick history on the He Will Not Divide Us campaign, there's another channel out there called The Internet Historian who has done a hilarious collection of stories and accounts as to everything that Shia LaBeouf has done in regards to everything. It's great. Windu? Oh, I think I missed something. What's Windu?
Sorry, guys, just looking for my cell phone. It was just ringing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, any questions for me? And if any of you use the name Gale Whale, I will ignore you.
Gale Whale!
Shut up, rogue.
Hey! Are we out of questions?
I'm waiting.
Someone asked about my book earlier. I'm avoiding spoilers until I'm done at least with the second.
No, they were asking if it's still possible to get a hold of MicroGod.
No, I mean, it's still possible to copy of MicroGod. They were asking that, but they were also asking for an idea of what the current novel is. I'm going to avoid that. Yes, thank you, Flavor.
Okay, in order, Athavan, one of the animes I'm watching right now is No Game, No Life. It's very good, and I do recommend it. Vash, I Got This Way Naturally. It's called Genetics. Shut up, Rogue.
You said you were going to ignore me.
I'm going to duct tape your mouth. Then I'm going to rip it off. And Maggie, no, I am not working with Mr. Mustache.
But are you going to create a YouTube account?
Me?
Yes.
I have a YouTube account. I answer with it.
Yeah, but are you going to do like reviews and stuff? I think is what they're looking for.
Maybe. That's something me and Kyle have been throwing back and forth. We might do it. Might. Athavan, I might watch the movie. I'll try and find it. And the worst anime dub I've ever watched.
Oh, that's a good question.
I think all three of us should answer that one.
Neato Yo Kyo.
Yeah.
Other than that.
Which one, Kyle?
I said Neato Yo Kyo.
Oh, God. That doesn't count. I don't...
It's not real anime.
No.
I'm gonna take the easy route and say Sword Art Online.
For the worst dub, I've never seen the dub for that or the Japanese version.
Oh, is it just asking for dub or? Oh yeah, it was for dub.
Worst
Sword
dub.
Art Online is the worst anime. It was dub.
Worst. Yeah.
I'm gonna cheat again and just go with Naruto.
Cheater.
I'm tired. What do you want?
Wuss.
Okay, worst dub for me would be the later episodes of Sailor Moon when they fired the original first two actresses who played her, who did an amazing job with the character Usagi Serena. Yes, I know like they whitewashed the actual writing, but in terms of the original casting and the voices they chose for those characters, I thought were pretty spot on. But way later on, in like the like when they got into like I think Sailor Moon S or Super S territory or whatever, her voice was just the most irritating. Like whichever actress they hired, they made her put on the most irritating voice for that character. I don't know what they were thinking. And every time they had every time Usagi had to scream in that show, they had the actress just let out this demonic squeal like a really bad opera singer would. It's like it was just undescribable, and it was like the most annoying thing I could ever had listened to. So yeah, it would be that the later episodes of Sailor Moon when they fired the first two actresses who played Usagi.
I think the worst anime dub I've ever seen is it's a toss-up between Bleach, One Piece, and fuck, what was the third?
Oh, the One Piece stuff from 4Kids? Yeah.
Oh god.
Just because of the theme song alone.
What?
The theme song to the One Piece dub alone.
Rap? Oh god, yeah. Awful.
God, that thing was horrifying.
Why the fuck would you slip a rap in like that? That's like trying to be like 90s cool in 2008.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that's a reference that's older than anything I would put on my channel.
Yeah, because they thought it's 4Kids, right? They also did Pokemon, so the big suits, during that time were probably like, oh, it worked for Pokemon. Let's totally apply it to One Piece.
Yeah. One Piece and Bleach were the worst two. Worst two dubs.
Really?
Because Bleach was dubbed from Japanese. The original, if you've read the manga and if you've seen the original subtitles, it's a lot different than the English dub.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I never watched that show. I don't think, I might have maybe watched 2 episodes of that anime. But like from what I heard of the dub sounded decent-ish. Like at least the voices coming out of the characters kind of matched.
Yeah, at least they were synced with the lips. That was important.
Well, no, not just with the lips, but I thought like at least Ichigo. I thought Johnny Young Bosch played him, right? I'm like, yeah, that's a good voice for him. And
yeah, it was a good voice.
Yeah, and Johnny Young Bosch is a good actor. But again, like you've seen it, I haven't, so I'll just I'll believe your opinion. I always thought Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh gods.
Oh, that dub was.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to use something that Anime America uses. Get in the Ava, Shinji!
Yeah. But I felt, oh god, the voice for Shinji, I just thought was awful. They made him sound like, they gave him like the most stereotypical nerdy wussy boy's voice, and I'm like, no, that's not, no.
I mean, I'll give this show some slack because you're not actually supposed to like Shinji. He's supposed to be annoying.
He's a whiny emo kid.
Yes.
Wait, are you sure? I always don't know. I don't know why everyone hates on Shinji so much. I always sympathize with him. I wouldn't like per se want to be his friend in real life or anything, but like, you know, his father hates him, and then all of a sudden, you know, he just gets pulled into this operation where, okay, you have to save the world now, and your father's the boss of you, and he kind of hates you, and I don't know, like none of that is sympathetic to anybody. Like he's like 15 years old, and it's kind of a shitty situation for him.
It's kind of sympathetic, yes, but they went over the top with it. They really did.
Let's compare him. His age is not a factor. Gohan went up against Vegeta and Nappa when he was 5.
That's a different type of story, though. It's a completely different tone. Evangelion's going for a completely different tone from Dragon.
Let's see. We got asked to. All three of us got asked a question. What is our favorite book?
Oh, that's difficult.
Exactly.
What's your favorite child?
Yeah. Bash, that is a good point. I get that. And also, you know, him pleasuring himself in front of a coma-induced, what's her name? The redhead?
I don't know. She was just a arrogant bitch to me.
Yeah, she was an arrogant bitch. Regardless, he shouldn't have like masturbated in front of her while she was unconscious. That's kind of not cool. But again, he wasn't. I get that he wasn't.
I'm just gonna pause real quick. Jafar, I know what you're trying to talk about, dude, but
that just sounds wrong.
Yeah, that sounds wrong. Rephrase it here,
please.
Yeah, sorry, Vash. I didn't mean to bring that up, but But anyway, favorite book. That's difficult.
As you can see, I have.
All right, I'll take the first shot since I know what my favorite one is because it was actually a Christmas gift for me, and it's not one book; it's a series.
While he's getting it, I guess I'll show mine. I just realized looking at my pile of books, I think I'm missing a book. And it's like one of my favorite ones, actually. I would say it's Shadow of the Wind, and then it's prequel The Angel's Game, and then Time Traveler's Wife. Those are my top 3.
Yeah. My favorite series has always been the Belgariad. It's one of those ones I can just keep going back to again and again. That and the Malorian, which is the sequel series to it. Both of those series by David Eddings are amazing.
Are they sci-fi?
No, they're fantasy.
Oh, fantasy. Yeah.
Yeah, they're fantasy and they're by David Eddings. They're very, very good.
The closest fantasy book I've read and really liked was it's a children's novel called Peter Nimble and His Fantastic Eyes.
Just so you know, with the Belgariad, David Eddings proves, or with the Belgariad and the Malorian, David Eddings proves that just like J.K. Rowling, he is a master of Chekhov's gun.
Mm.
It's one of those things where he has little things that keep showing up.
And you never notice it. But then the second they bring it up again, you're like, God damn it! Oh, why did I know that? Yeah.
For example, there's one character who you only see him as a shadow, but once it's revealed who he is, it's just incredible to know that he's actually been there the entire time, yet he's an enemy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Kyle, what's your favorite book? I'm sure you can't choose, but
Are you ready for this conversation? Okay, well, pretty much everything that Rick Riordan has done is amazing. I enjoy Steve Bolton's very much. So very many of Michael Crichton's works. We've got Jurassic Park, Lost World. Next was good, State of Fear, Prey. I've started on the first 2 of Michael Crichton's books. Those are awesome. Jim Butcher, I'm looking forward to continuing. That's going to be really good. Brother in Arms by, who was that again? Oh, Repo Men, of course. We've got Watership Down, Hill 4088, Dante's Inferno, Mog World, Golden Compass, the whole trilogy. I've got too many options. I can't choose.
yeah.
Narrow it down to 2.
No!
I'm
Fine. Michael God and Luminarius.
One of my books.
Thank you.
Why did I know this before? No, it's gonna drive me crazy. I'm gonna like.
Because Kyle, if you really want to get technical, I have David Eddings, I have R.A. Salvatore, I have J.K. Rowling, I have Stephen King, I have Terry Goodkind, I have all sorts of different books.
Actually, here's a fun game for the fans real quick. Try to guess how many books I have in my library. Keep in mind, that's not all of them.
Guess how many are mine? That's even funnier since good 90% of mine are in storage.
Yeah.
30.
One of mine is missing, so I don't have a lot.
35. 40. We got hot or cold.
Ray is betting 510.
510?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. Diane, what about you? Any idea?
For Gail's library collection that he has in his house right now.
How many books do you have?
Oh, how many books do I have? No, God, it's a pathetic amount. I think what you're looking at is basically all I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Kyle, did you see what novelist wrote?
Nice. I wish.
I have 15 books right now that I know of. Probably a bit more, maybe up to 20 or 20-ish.
In my room right now, I have 60. That's
I have
in my room.
I have at least another 40 on my night shelf right over there, and I have another 2 bookshelves downstairs in the living room. I haven't done a count recently, but it is over 700.
And someone asked earlier the opposite of our favorite book. What is our least favorite book? The one we hate the most?
I'm going to go with Twilight.
I a book. If I just dislike a book enough, I'll just stop reading it. Maybe something from school that I absolutely hated reading. So let me just think about it.
Ooh,
We're not going into textbooks here.
Okay,
no, not textbooks. I know, like a novel.
Because they're not real books. Actually, there is one that is worse than Twilight that I have read, and no, it's not 50 Shades of Grey. But I'm going to keep that one a secret because I plan on using that later in the show.
Oh, I know. I absolutely hate it, and it was not for school. It was actually for. I did mention it in my channel when I was a booktuber once upon a time ago. It's the book Hush Hush.
Oh, ew.
Yeah, it's basically it's Twilight. It's Twilight, but with angels, fallen angels, of course. And this guy makes Edward Cullen look like
A well-adjusted individual?
That sounds like a weaker version of City of Bones.
he makes Edward look like a well-adjusted, benevolent individual who's Prince Charming, but also loves and respects women, and sees them as equals. Oh my God, the romantic interest in Hush Hush is such a blatant, creeping rapist, and like you're supposed to you're supposed to fall in love with him. Everything he says, it's just sexual harassment 101, and you're supposed to find that flirty and sexy the way the author was framing it. I'm like, you're writing this for 15-year-old girls? What is the matter with you?
Kind of fitting, what with Harvey Weinstein being popularized recently. Not popularized, but made infamous.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's getting his just desserts. Like, yeah, god damn it. Yeah.
I would not mind if that guy got his legs run over by a steamroller.
Yeah, I know. Me neither. Yeah, you read Hush Hush too, Ray Ray? Good. It was an awful book. I can't believe I made it through it, but...
I think we got time for one more question, because I've got to pass Hush.
The answer to what is my least favorite book is... I'm going to take the cop-out too and go with Twilight. I was hating on it before it was cool.
Nice.
Before I even read the books. My English teacher sat there and told me if I was going to hate something, I had to understand what I was hating.
Yep.
So I went to Walmart, picked up all 4 books, read them all in a weekend, and on Monday, I walked in with the Walmart bag and my receipt, put them on his desk, and said, "You can go get me my money back now."
Nice.
Did you do that?
He said, "What'd you think of him?" I said, "I hate him even more."
Yep.
All right, so last question. Athavan has been asking this a lot. Most satisfying villain death?
What are we limiting ourselves to?
Athavan, are there limitations to this? If we're talking like just Disney alone, we still have a pretty wide selection.
Yeah.
Did he say Disney?
No, I mean there's no qualifiers yet. It's just favorite villain death.
I don't know if I have a favorite villain death, actually.
Oh, within books.
Okay.
That's still pretty challenging.
Yeah. Actually, I know what my most satisfying one was.
What's that?
Bellatrix Lestrange in Harry Potter.
Good one. Good choice.
That was very satisfying. The only thing that would have been more satisfying is if Umbridge had gotten turned into a toad and squashed.
The Captain Ginyu treatment.
Yeah, pretty much.
I really
Come
don't.
on, it would have been fitting.
I really don't have one. I guess maybe the villain death in Shadow of the Wind was pretty satisfying because I think it was, from what I remember, it's been a long time since I read it. It was like this police officer who was just such the asshole, and he got his comeuppance in the end. Sorry, spoiler alert, but it's a good thing. You should find out for yourself.
Well, I would sit there and I would mention quite a few of the deaths in the Belgariad saga, but I don't think you two have read it. So again, it'd be spoiler territory, and I'm not going to do that to you. You guys got to read it though; it's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. I don't really have a good villain death in mind. Like, kind of think of it now. Like, I guess he's not even a villain that I truly love to hate.
Would it be controversial if I said my favorite villain death was from Old Yeller?
Old Yeller?
Well, yeah, the dog becomes the villain in the end, so...
Yeah. If I was going to go with the Disney death, I'd have to say Clayton. That was satisfying.
Which one was Clayton?
Yeah.
Tarzan.
Oh, that was actually one I wanted to mention, but... actually, no, I think Slay was right. Jeffrey Baratheon. I'm going with that.
Let's see.
But
if we're just going movies in general, the campiest death scene ever, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Which one?
The original Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie.
Oh, the movie?
Oh, God.
I haven't seen it. No, actually, one that tops that is from, I don't know what the movie is, but it's some Turkish movie where a guy who looks like he's from a 1970s porno gets shot about 7 or 8 times from a 6-shooter. And, he's falling all over the dead, of course, in slow motion. So he gets shot once, and it's, and they spread that over the course of about 1.5 minutes.
No. The reason I say that Buffy is the best and most campy death scene ever is because even after the credits roll, he's still doing it.
Oh, God. What? There's like a credit sequence?
Yes. After the credit scenes roll in that, he's still doing the death sequence. It is amazing. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Holy crap. They did a number on Joss Whedon's script in that movie. He is proud of that movie.
Oh, God. That thing was campy as hell. It was hilarious. But still, that death scene.
That's funny.
You think he's dead, then after the credits roll, he stands back up and continues doing it. It's great.
It is, yeah. I know that was supposed to be the last question, but Vash the Stampede asked all of you, what are the most practical books that have helped you in life?
I've always just found ways to apply fiction stories.
No.
Like, Golden Compass.
Yeah. Oh, hang on.
I don't get a lot out of practice stuff.
Yeah. I do have an answer for that too. I just want to look up the quote so I don't butcher it.
Pretty much talking text.
So there's this quote from the novel I mentioned, Peter Nimble and his fantastic eyes. And at one point, and I usually don't quote books at all, but this quote really stuck with me, and I think it was also what helped me finally leave the job I hated to pursue film. And it goes something along the lines of, hang on, I've already lost it. One moment. It was a choice between comfortable misery and terrifying uncertainty. That always stuck with me. So I finally decided to go for terrifying uncertainty. And yeah, haven't looked well, and best choice of my life so far.
I would have to say the Underdark trilogy. The Underdark trilogy. It's the beginning of the Drizzt Do'Urden saga.
That's not a book.
Yeah. The Underdark trilogy, I would have to say, is the one that is extremely inspiring. You see the main character start as a child and then slowly work his way up and realize that everything about what he grew up in learning is wrong. So he leaves the only homeland he knows and eventually makes it to the surface world.
Keith, here you go.
What?
It's the Underdark trilogy. Great story.
Oh, I love that series.
It's okay. It goes down. As far as favorite practical stories, actually, I do actually have two, which I think all writers should be familiar with. The first one is The Elements of Style by Strunk and White. I actually have 2 copies of this. And the other one is The Rhetoric of Fiction by Wayne C. Booth, both of which are actually very good guides when it comes to writing within English. So, yeah.
I'm actually also reading through this one. by Robert McKee, Dialogue. I wanted to get his other book's story, which seems to be, I've noticed it's been referenced like a ton of times by a bunch of video essayists, and that seems to be like the Bible on screenplays or whatnot. But yeah, Dialogue is a good read. Yeah, sometimes it's a little dry, but I think these books are kind of like that in nature because it's just basically a big fancy how-to book, right? There's only so much flair you can add to these types of books, but it has good advice and everything, and it teaches you a lot on structure and all the different nuances that make good dialogue and bad dialogue. So it's a good read. Yeah, but anyway, do we need to call it a night so you guys can sleep?
Yeah.
Well, it's getting late and tomorrow's right here.
Okay.
Have a good one, guys. Thanks for enjoying the party. And believe me, Poirot's mustache, we already figured it out. We figured it out.
No, I have not.
Later, Poirot.
Oh, it is
Ashton.
Of course it is.
We figured it out.
Meet him in-
Yeah, well, Kyle was being so coy about it, and he never gave me a straight answer every time I asked, is it Ashton? He just ignored me. So, yeah, it's nice to meet you, Ashton, kind of.
Have a good one, guys.
Okay, bye.
Good night.
Everybody.